It is at fever pitch here, the excitement. As ever, the Khan family gathered in force at ringside to see what Amir can do. Here's our Master of Ceremonies, Mark Burdiss.
And now to introduce the contestants. Firstly, the challenger, weighing in at 9 stone 9 and fighting out of the red corner, wearing the white and blue shorts. He enters a ring with 39 wins and 5 losses with 2 draws. He is the former world champion from South Wales, Australia, by way of Guyana, and tonight is the challenger for the title. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting and introducing the former IBF champion of the world, Gairy Superman Sinclair. And across the ring stands the champion, fighting out of the blue corner and wearing these silver shorts. And weighing in at 9 stone 8.5, he brings with him an undefeated record of 15 wins as a professional, and tonight makes the 3rd defence of his title. Ladies and gentlemen, from Bolton, please welcome the 2004 Olympic silver medalist and the undefeated and reigning Commonwealth lightweight champion, Amir Khan. Ladies and gentlemen, your referee will now give his final instructions to both boxers.
Khan? I'm the referee. I spoke to you both in the dressing room. Obey my command at all times. You both know the rules. Watch the heads, keep the punches up. When I shout break, you break clean. And remember, defend yourself at all times. Shake hands.
Ladies and gentlemen, 12 3-minute rounds for the Commonwealth Lightweight Championship.
Let the cup of tea wait a moment. Don't go to the bar, don't blink if you can help it, because this is excitement unadulterated. Amir Khan against Gairy Sinclair, the Commonwealth Lightweight title. Just how spectacular is it going to be tonight? Took Khan just 72 seconds against Graham Earl. What can Gairy Sinclair do? Vastly experienced, durable, tough, and straight away having to absorb a quick left hook from Khan. Khan undefeated, of course, and getting a colossal reception when he made his way to the ring. Sinclair says that he's spotted flaws, there are chinks in the armour, and that he will show how. And there's a right hand from Sinclair, catching over the top, Khan taking it. He can't afford to get caught by this fella, even though Sinclair is not a noted knockout artist.
Yeah, but what he is, John, is what you've already said. He's a former world champion and will draw on every ounce of that experience tonight and see if he can unhinge Amir Khan.
Khan trying now to make every shot count. Earlier in his career, there was a frenetic sort of approach. He was a whirlwind. More volume than quality. Now he tries to measure his shots and just unleash that speed and power and athleticism when he gets the opportunity to do so. For the moment, like now, he tries to jab his way in and tries to work his way into getting the scoring opportunities. Good uppercut from Khan, but Sinclair coming back with 2 decent-looking body shots of his own.
Khan boxing behind a nice tight guard. Nice snappy jabs, and already you can see in Khan not being erratic at all, not looking for the knockout because he knows he's got a world-class performer in front of him.
Sinclair, who came from a really poor background in Guyana, learned the fight game effectively in one of the hardest schools of all, in the Gleason Gym in New York. Lived in Brooklyn, now takes an uppercut from Khan, quality from Khan. And if he can get this man out quickly, believe me, the boxing world will really take note. It will once more reverberate around the world. Good jabs from Khan. And Sinclair now trying to keep his gloves held high, trying to keep that peekaboo style.
Sinclair content in biding his time, just trying to walk Khan down, keep him on the back foot, make him work a little bit harder. Don't forget, this guy's had to travel a long way to get here.
All taken on the gloves and arms by Sinclair. The crowd, particularly at the back, roaring in that attack. That did get through there, the uppercut. But back comes Sinclair with 2 or 3 good body shots of his own. Interesting stuff from both men in this opening round. Go to break. Fascinating stuff. Khan, cautious, boxing. Back here, Amir Khan has been told by his trainer, Oliver Harrison, stick to your boxing, don't take shots if you don't need to. No need to get into some sort of macho exchange.
Khan's jab is working quite effectively, being very, very patient. Quite happy at this present moment in time, just to keep Sinclair at harm's way.
The right hand is the one which Sinclair's fancying. We know that he can fight this sort of style, whereby he's defensively cute. Sometimes he likes to switch hit. So far only fighting out of the orthodox style, leading off with the left hand. Khan trying to unload, but again most of those shots being taken by the gloves and on the arms of Sinclair.
Well, Sinclair would have obviously been in with bigger punches than Khan, but I'm not so sure he would have been in with guys with quick hands like he does.
Corrales in his prime was pretty handy.
Absolutely, you know, he's been in with Corrales and Vivian Harris, just to name just a couple, but you know, Khan's hand speed is pretty impressive.
And there is always the argument that going in with these fighters, you know, he came through the hard school and was thrown in with them possibly a little bit before he should have done. It takes its toll. That's good from Khan, good jabs, forcing his man back. A lovely switch to the body with the left hook.
Well, he found it difficult to penetrate the guard with his jab, Khan, so he switched the attack.
The crowd responding. Can't afford just to get careless though. He was just clipped by a right hand in that exchange.
Yeah, but Khan giving Sinclair a boxing lesson at the moment. Nice snappy combinations, very steady on his feet, got time to plant his punches and look for the openings. Sinclair's fighting like a veteran.
Remember though, it has never been a fight where Khan has had to go 12 rounds. Sinclair never been stopped and been 12 rounds on numerous occasions. Maybe the old fox will think, drag him into the later rounds and then we'll see. Khan's conditioning, his strength work, it will all pay dividends the further the fight goes.
Yeah, maybe Sinclair wants to, as you said, take him into the later rounds and see just what he's got.
Well, Khan's been dictating this fight so far. Duke scoring the first round to him, and Khan doing pretty well in the second round as well. Well, no great sign of concern in that Sinclair corner. Johnny Lewis, the veteran trainer, a man who's been there, seen it, done it. He doesn't look too disturbed that Khan has maybe taken the first couple of rounds. He will believe that his moment will come.
Sorry, John, what they've told Sinclair to do is to go to the body. I quite distinctly heard him say to them, let him throw his punches and then hurt him to the body. So you can expect that kind of an attack now from Sinclair.
A lot of Khan's punches are not getting through. The crowd roaring their acclaim every time he throws. That left hand did get through, and another one, but a lot being taken on the gloves. The question will be, when Sinclair gets into a position to fire back, if indeed he can do, just what effect can he have? Good body shot, that one from Khan. Lovely left hook.
Khan just got to stay one step ahead. Keep pumping the jab, keep using the ring.
Good right hand from Sinclair. Another little warning shot. Khan takes it well, but it found the target.
Well, Khan really can't afford to switch off. There can be no lapse of concentration.
It is a key factor, though, for Sinclair, that if he loses this one, you wonder where the big paydays are going to go. If he can win this, somehow he's re-announced himself as a genuine world-class threat. He knows that his career is effectively on the line. And a man with that sort of incentive can still be a dangerous man. Now this is where Sinclair may be able to catch Khan with counters.
Khan's just too quick for him at the moment. Nice snappy combinations. Doing a good job right now of hit and not getting hit.
The Khan skeptics will forever remember the moment when Willie Limond put him down last July, and there's the right hand. That's the one that Khan cannot afford to get caught with.
Yeah, Khan can ill afford to drop the left hand. It's always been quite a bad habit of his. Just need to keep it up to nullify the right hand coming over from Sinclair.
Was the fought Martin Christiansen, remember, the taller Dane. And a lot of people within the sport believe that Sinclair represents a very much more dangerous man.
I just wonder what Sinclair's thinking, because he's taken a lot of these shots, okay, they're landing on the gloves, but he's still taking them nonetheless. It's another Khan round.
Well, they will hurt, those shots which are taken on the arm, no doubt about that, but they may not impress the judges. Well, Duke has given the first 3 rounds here to Amir Khan. We're about to go into the 4th, but Sinclair has not been hurt at any stage so far. Not been remotely looked as though he's in any real trouble. Likewise, though, Khan. When Sinclair has got through with that right hand, Khan's taken it.
Well, Khan just relying on better boxing skills, movement and youth to win these rounds. Sinclair, on the other hand, is just waiting for the experience to kick in, and he can use it to win these rounds, but he's just not doing enough.
Well, his corner have told him that he's got to up his work rates. Between rounds they're saying you've got to walk him down, get inside, and then start to really throw some shots. At the moment, it ain't coming. He's not finding a way past the long reach advantage of Khan, who's content just to try and pick him off with the jab and the occasional hooks.
I think Sinclair is obviously ambitious enough, because he's come to take the fight to Khan, but he's not adapting to Khan's style. He's not opening up.
Here's the first attack, though, from Sinclair. Khan going to work to the body, and as he did so, Sinclair trying to punish him with fast hooks to the head. That's what he's looking for. At the moment, though, he's not found one right on the button. Good jab.
Well, Sinclair really can't afford to give away these rounds. Too many of these rounds to Khan.
Unless, of course, he believes that he can knock him out. It only takes one. So much at stake. All the well-laid plans. Good body shot from Sinclair. Just started to land with 1 or 2 more shots here in the 4th.
Well, the corner are banking on Sinclair, working Khan's body, slowing him down, and then take him into the later rounds. Sinclair just a little bit too pedestrian for my liking.
Calm, fast, committed. You can see the concentration on his face. and lovely variety of punch. That was absolute quality. The left uppercut followed by the hook, maybe his best little combination of the fight so far.
Well, Sinclair really can't seem to do too much damage at this moment. He's just being totally outboxed, and as a result losing the rounds.
He's coming forward, trying to bully his way back in the closing seconds, but there the blurring hand speed of Amir Khan once more. Sinclair kidding as much as to say, well, you can't hit me and your punches aren't hurting me. Dropping his gloves, trying to make Khan make a mistake. The Sinclair corner right in front of us are telling their man that Khan is now starting to make mistakes. He's allowing his arms to drop, and that the further this fight goes, the more that will happen, and that his opportunity will come. Just keep making him miss. In other words, they're prepared to let these opening rounds slip away in the gamble that their man can come on strong the further the fight goes. A dangerous, high-risk policy, but that is what they're saying.
Absolutely. They're banking on Khan tiring and for Sinclair to take over in maybe the second half of the fight.
Well, Sinclair has been around the block and knows what it takes to survive, and he will know exactly what it takes to go 12 rounds. There's no panic in him whatsoever. Khan content to move around and throw shots like this, many of them not scoring shots, attractive, eye-catching as they may look. That is a good right hand. And Sinclair just blinks. No wobble as those shots land, and he's coming in trying to stalk Khan now. It was interesting in the closing seconds of the fourth when he contemptuously dropped his gloves, almost inviting Khan to come in to make the mistake.
Well, there's no mistake made by Khan so far. He's boxing an absolute perfect fight. He's boxing sensibly, he's boxing behind his jab. No need to take silly risks like that, but you know, the jabs keep working, the right hands are working. Dropping his left hand needs to get that back up, but you know, Sinclair's tactics, I believe, are totally wrong.
Well, the tactics they've obviously talked about and they've worked on, and they will try to work the body, but so far no suggestion that Khan's work rate is diminishing in any way. Khan, I'm sure, would love just to go toe-to-toe with this guy and show that he is the stronger man and just the more raw fighter. His corner will be telling him, no way do you want to get dragged into that sort of thing.
Well, Khan switched southpaw, not quite sure why, back to the orthodox stance.
Decent body shots. Not a huge number of them, but they are starting to get through from the Australian.
I've got Khan winning everything so far.
Yeah, no argument with that, Duke, but he's got to keep it up. There's no suggestion, what we've seen so far, that Sinclair's going to get stopped.
Absolutely none at this present moment in time. But Sinclair needs to change tactics if he's going to have a serious chance of winning this fight.
Oh, that's the big right hand. Trying to work the body, trying to get Khan to drop his gloves. Off target that time, but there's a lot of this fight still to go. A little graze around the left eye of Amir Khan. They needed to smear a bit of grease across it. Done by one of those overhand rights, maybe, from Sinclair. Khan on Duke Mackenzie's card has won all 5 rounds so far, but Sinclair not hurt, and the tactics are to drag Khan into the later stages of the fight and then make him pay.
Well, Khan's corner have already just told him to. He works at a higher work rate, mustn't drop his work rate and come down to Sinclair's work rate, which is good advice. You know, he's younger, he's fresher, obviously has a lot more ambition. Just needs to keep, you know, way ahead of the game with this guy, because he'll be dangerous to the last.
A little bit of rope-a-dope from Sinclair there. The crowd thought he was hurt, but he wasn't. Khan really having to think about this one. Oh, big right hand from Sinclair. Khan walked straight into it, but took it. Biggest punch he's had to take so far.
Yeah, but one punch won't win in the round. We heard that.
I can hear Frank Warren on the other side of the ring on a effects microphone bellowing to Amir Khan, jab him, throw the jab, Amir.
Well, we heard all the oohs and the ahs from the crowd as that right hand crashed on Khan's jaw, but he took it okay.
He can't afford to take too many of them though, Duke. The further the fight goes, the more telling they may become. And now we see Sinclair suddenly starting to show that he's not been hurt and that he still has the belief that he can win this fight.
Well, Sinclair quite cutely switched to the right-handed southpaw stance when his back was up against the ropes and got himself out of trouble.
So many of these shots from Khan being taken on the arms and the gloves, and the question is, what are the judges seeing the further it goes? Sinclair, though, you can see still lots of belief, and look at those body shots, good work. And that right hand is the danger shot, no question about it.
Now all of a sudden Sinclair fighting like he really wants to win.
I think he's always wanted to win, Duke, and I think in those rounds when Khan was dictating, he was just biding his time, just soaking it up, knowing that sooner or later his moment was going to come. And when we were making that observation, I can tell you incidentally that one of their cornermen looked across and winked.
You know, Khan just looking a little bit dishevelled at the moment. Obviously been taken out of his stride, needs to regroup, get back to his boxing.
It's Sinclair's best round of the fight so far. Those clubbing body shots will test the stamina and the conditioning of Khan. Well, that's an interesting one. Oh, and Khan deciding to walk into Sinclair as he goes back to his corner. And I reckon that Sinclair may have won that one, Duke.
That'll be the first round I give him. The first time he was aggressive and managed to sustain his attacks. Caught Khan with some big overhand rights, few left hooks, a little bit of body work. Kept his tight guard, made Khan miss, made him pay.
Didn't need to get hit by those, and it happened on more than one occasion.
Big roundhouse punch right round the houses, but still landed with it.
Well, I studied some of those fights from years ago and some of the more recent ones on the DVD and on YouTube before we got to see this one, and that is the shot, that's the way he fights, you know, and he wins fights like that.
Absolutely.
We now move into the second half of the fight. Gairy Sinclair, the man who was once to have fought Scott Harrison and was left high and dry. Harrison falling from grace and Sinclair having to go other ways, and in the end winning the IBF super featherweight title. Can he now produce a huge upset against Khan? I say huge, almost for the first time in Khan's career, he was almost a bettable price. Sinclair 6-1 against. Well, that's not so much of an outside bet in boxing.
Well, Sinclair looking a little bit more sprightly on his feet now, still walking forward, still soaking up the punches. You just wonder, from that last round, he might have been given a little bit more confidence, might want to take a few more chances, and in doing so might come unstuck to counter punches.
Khan threw a lovely left uppercut in that last exchange. But he's got to keep it, he's got to be cute, got to be wise to the big hooks and the big right hand, particularly of Sinclair, which comes from way, way back.
Sinclair's nose starting to bleed now. That's proved testament to them uppercuts Khan's given him. Nice little flashy combination. Khan's balance tonight has been quite impressive for me. Stop jumping around, stop expending energy, conserving energy, because he probably realises this will go to the later rounds.
He's shown that the learning process has gone on. He worked, went back to the gym, after being, as he saw it, embarrassed by Willie Limond, even though he got up off the canvas and in the end won that fight pretty impressively. He says he's a better man. He's a man now, more mature, stronger physically, better tactically. And here, against a world-class fighter, he's having to really think. Great right hand, that's quality.
Absolutely led with the right hand and landed. Took a left hook in return. Sinclair digging in now. Just trying to walk through Khan's punches. Biting on that gum shield, soaking it all up. You know, he's prepared to take 5 to give 1.
Khan's conditioning is showing, it's holding up. Good work from Sinclair. His corner told him that Khan would slow. So far, has he? I'm not too sure. But here's Sinclair trying to finish the round at a sprint. Trying to do enough to catch the judge's eyes.
Yeah, it's a much more aggressive round by Sinclair, but Khan meeting him with flashy combinations.
Oh, tremendous hands-free, great variety of punch. Well, Amir Khan just looking a little bit disheartened in that corner. Sinclair coming forward, walking him down, landing some scoring shots. And Amir Khan just being told by his corner, keep your concentration. And Oliver Harrison was saying, right, we're in the 8th round. What he said to him was, you've got a 4-round fight. What he should have said is, you've got a 5-round fight. But you know the point. He's got to try and really dictate. Start as though he means it, as he did in the opening rounds. He's just lost his way a little bit in the last couple. That's a good shot.
Well, Sinclair not being busy enough on his way in and gets outboxed on the way in. Tries a haymaker. Some work, some don't work.
Sheer physical strength of Khan was in evidence in that last exchange of punches when he just flung his man back across the room. Like a trainer might do with a naughty puppy dog. Sinclair trying to walk him down, doing so, but then not throwing leather. That's a good body shot from Khan, really good shot. And again, the way he whipped that well in was quality. But now will the gloves drop? Has he taken it out of himself? Will Sinclair's moment come?
Well, Sinclair's used to being in with bigger men, taking their punches. I can only emphasise the point again. Should Amir Khan stop this guy, it's a good scalp. Nice combinations again from Khan. Good punch picking. Got Sinclair on the back foot a little bit now. But back he comes. Sinclair's a real strong boy. Still adopting that peekaboo style, Sinclair.
Khan trying to keep concentration, trying to stay mobile. Score when he has the opportunity. And then get out of harm's way as Sinclair tries to unload with shots of his own. It's a good left hand from Sinclair. Khan momentarily looked as though he was just a little bit stunned by that one. But then back up onto his toes.
There's a lot of movement from Khan, a lot of bouncing around. That will tire him out. Go back to walking the ring, walking around rings, conserving that energy and picking his punches.
Good stuff from Khan. Body shots at the end of the round from Sinclair, who apologises for a right hand which may have strayed momentarily low. Khan looks as though he's had it pretty much his way so far. Only 4 rounds remaining. Let's see how Barry McGuigan reads it.
That is a fantastic round from Amir Khan. I agree with you, he's beginning to tire, he's beginning to make mistakes, but that's what we wanted to see. We wanted to see him tested by a world-class fighter. He's going to get a test here. These next 4 rounds are going to be the toughest rounds of his life, the toughest time of his life. But up to now, he's been fantastic. I love the way he's been boxing. I love his maturity. I love the way he's blocking and using the range, putting his shots together. This is a world-class fighter. We always knew this. These are going to be 4 hellish rounds for him, but he's looking fantastic.
The most important 4 rounds now of Amir Khan's life. You heard it from Barry McGuigan and Gairy Clair, a battle-hardened veteran from Guyana via Sydney, Australia. He will still believe that he's got the strength to expose the flaws of Khan. Khan has only once been 10 rounds, never been 12 rounds.
Well, as these rounds start to just, pass by, Sinclair's not getting any closer, and he certainly isn't getting any younger. So he really needs to put a rush on this and try and turn the fight around. In order for him to turn the fight around, he's going to have to put Khan on the seat of his pants.
Which he will still believe he can do. He's got through with a couple of jabs to Sinclair for the first time. Almost the first time. Good mobility again from Khan. Sinclair just having a word with the referee, Ian John Lewis, who's had a pretty quiet night of it so far. Not too much holding and mauling in this one. Well, people who suggested this was going to be some sort of easy walk in the park for Khan have not been right. He's had to think, he's had to manoeuvre, he's had to keep his concentration, and he's had to avoid those big overhand shots. It's good from Khan. Well, he's saying that it's low, I think. He's saying that left hand was low. I find that a wee bit surprising. A raising of the eyebrows from Khan. Not sure he thought so.
6 one after dozen of the other. But Sinclair looking to trade with Khan a little bit in this round, and Khan just meeting him back in kind.
Yep, he's showing that if he wants to get into the trenches, he's prepared to go there. Probably not the policy his corner would want to see. It's a minute to go now in the 9th round. Let me remind you, it's a 12-rounder, and if you're just joining us, this is the Commonwealth lightweight title. Khan is ahead, but Sinclair is still in there and still battling. Oh, that's terrific. Khan just momentarily slows. Now Sinclair maybe sensing he's got his opportunity, but the referee on his case suggesting that he punched low and maybe around the back as well. Sinclair saying okay, although I wonder what he really thinks.
Well, Khan turning it on in this round, I think.
That's a good right hand from Khan. Sinclair will look for something now to set him out of his stride. Khan still with the speed and the agility and winning another one. We've got him a long, long way ahead, Duke. Sinclair's got to put him out now if he's going to win this fight. The points are merely academic.
Absolutely, Khan hasn't put a foot wrong. I've got him losing maybe just 1 round, possibly, but winning everything else at the canter. He's boxing when he wants to box, fights when he wants to fight. Moving around the ring with, consummate ease, really. I mean, he might say to you after the fight this was easy, but maybe easy from a physical standpoint because he's fit enough, but certainly from a mental standpoint, he's had to stay on top of the game.
Well, that's Duke's card. He's got him 7 points ahead. So even if there are 3 10-8 rounds, he's still won the fight. So he's effectively got to knock him out. Into the 10th. Khan's only been here once before. And you saw when you got that close-up in the corner of Sinclair that he's still clear-eyed, listening to the instructions of his corner. And no panic there, they still think they can pull it off, even though Khan is a mile ahead on points.
The thing is, Sinclair doesn't really look tired. Just reading his body language and looking at him in the corner, doesn't look tired. Look at him, springing around, jumping around like a jack in a box. But if he's got that kind of life left in him, you know, he's got to show us. You know, don't start jumping up and down, start using your hands.
In the old days of the timeless fights, you'd have wondered a little bit, because it looks as though he could keep going forever, this man.
Well, you know, if you know in your mind you're a mile behind on points, you've got 2 rounds to go, you throw caution to the wind.
Well, it's getting to that point. He's got to that point now. He has got to gamble, and this is now when Khan moves into dangerous territory, because Sinclair now is going to throw the kitchen sink at him, surely, because it's the only way that he can turn this one around. Mere boxing skills will not get him there. He's got to gamble. He's got to take risks now. He's got to take chances and find a way past that sort of onslaught. Easier said than done.
Oh, totally. But Khan's still fighting with the same urgency and the same coolness that he's shown from the first round. Nice snappy combinations, hit and not getting hit.
Sinclair trying to measure him for that right hand. You can see him almost trying to wind up. Well, he tried to throw it and then was beaten to the shot by Khan, who nails him with 1-2 real flashy left shots to the body. In a very mature performance this from Amir Khan. There'll be the cynics out there who'll say, yeah, but Sinclair's not come in there. He's not gambled, he's not thrown enough shots, not thrown enough leather. Well, okay, I hear that. But he's still there, and he's still a threat. And Khan knows that, and he's reading it, and he's doing enough. He's caught by a right hand there from Sinclair.
Well, but Khan's not allowing Sinclair. He's not allowing him to get off on his punches. He's not allowing Sinclair to back him up and nail him. He just keeps moving, plenty of good movement, upper body movement. You know, nice snappy jabs, nice snappy combinations. He's just not allowing Sinclair anywhere near him.
2 headshots from Sinclair do get through, a right hand and a left. Khan drops his gloves contemptuously in the corner. They're bellowing at him to keep his gloves up. Well, he did get caught by 2 headshots in the closing seconds there, and that is the danger. There's still 2 rounds to go. For the legions of Khan fans who will be on the edge of their seats, that is what they do not want to see.
Well, absolutely, but you know, I think Khan's got this fight pretty much in control, and I think, you know, with just a couple of rounds to go, these combinations are pretty impressive for me.
He walked into that right hand and then contemptuously later after that dropped his gloves, and it caused a collective panic attack on the far side of the ring from those who are financially committed one way or another.
Sure, but with 2 rounds to go, Khan will be saying to himself now, you know, I'm not going to be that silly and lose this fight by being careless.
They've come in their thousands once again down to Docklands in the East End of London. Amir Khan against Gairy Sinclair, just 2 rounds to go. Khan a street ahead on points.
Sinclair just hasn't been able to match Khan for speed and agility. You know, perhaps if this fight would have come maybe 2 years previous, then you might be seeing a fresher Sinclair, but right now he's just getting outboxed by the younger, fresher, hungrier Khan,
who has produced a very mature performance. Taken the shots when he's had to. Sinclair has got through with the odd headshot, but for the most part Khan has just boxed beautifully, showing that Olympic pedigree. Really, 2004 when he caught the attention of the nation. Doesn't seem like nearly 4 years ago, does it?
It's incredible, really, to think, like you say, John, a former Olympian, but now obviously shed that vest and made the transition, and looks like he's made quite a successful transition to the professional ranks. A Commonwealth champion, who knows, maybe one day a world champion.
Sinclair trying to drop his gloves, trying to make Khan make mistakes. He wants to get into the trenches with Khan. He wants to go toe-to-toe now. But Khan will have none of it. Oh, that's a lovely right hand. Beautiful the way he found his way through the high-held guard. Lovely shot from Khan. Absolute quality.
Khan's concentration has been spot on tonight thus far. Hasn't put a foot or hand wrong.
4 minutes of this fight remaining. Sinclair trying to walk him down. But Khan still looking fresh, still got spring in his step. Speed in his shots, snap in his punches. And making Sinclair miss. Lovely hand speed again from this superbly talented young fighter. Khan really turning on virtuoso stuff here. Sinclair invited him into a macho display. Khan would have none of it, and instead has just continued where he's been for so many of the last rounds of this contest. He's continued boxing him and just doing enough to win yet another round. Another one in the back. There was just a point around the 7th when I thought he was looking to lose concentration a bit, and they gave him a metaphorical slap in the face and said, come on, let's concentrate.
And that's exactly what he's done. Just regrouped. Another sign of his maturity. You know, with 3 minutes to go now, albeit by a knockout that he just cannot lose.
Let's hear what's going on in the corner.
Come on, mate. Come on, keep going.
Amir, listen to what I'm saying to you. This kid needs a knockout.
I'm gonna drop my water, son.
He's gonna need to listen to what I'm saying to you. He's gonna need a knockout. He's gonna come for it. All I want you to do is the last 10 seconds, gonna try and take it out in the last minute. Box him for the first minute, and then harder punch in the last minute, and save it all for the last minute of the round. You got that? Stand up. Let's go.
12th and final round.
You can't say he wasn't told. It is the last 3 minutes. Amir Khan into the 12th round for the first time in his life. Boxing for the first minute, they said. Listen, Sinclair is going to look for the knockout.
But Khan's looked the fresher from the outset and has shown no signs of slipping whatsoever. And he's boxing to instruction. Just boxing within himself for the first minute, so then you can expect a quick, snappy return for the last minute of the round.
Sinclair will fight now with tigerish aggression if he can still summon it in these last 2 minutes.
It's not happening, John. It's just not happening. He hasn't been able to close the range pretty much all night, once or twice in one of the rounds which I give him, but I've only given him 1 round. He stands off too far, and as he stands off, Khan just systematically beats him to the punch time and time again.
Those sparkling shorts of Amir Khan matching his performance here in London tonight. This is a good fighter he's beaten, and he's beaten him very, very well indeed. Sinclair trying to throw everything into that left hook, which just whistled past the nose of Khan.
Well, there is a sense of maturity about Khan, which we've been waiting for some considerable fights now, but he's certainly, the last 2 fights for me, has raised his game.
He's grown up. I think we can safely say that. He's had to think, and he's had to box, and he's done it. And he's done it very, very well indeed. Still looking to move away, keep his man at range, use that mobility that served him so well all night. And now he's got less than 3/4 of a minute to keep Sinclair at bay and to keep that Commonwealth title and maybe keep a world title shot. Who knows, maybe against another Australian. Michael can't see this. That possibility is still open later in the year. There's a left hand from Sinclair. Khan got caught by it.
Yeah, Khan will finish this fight, you know, virtually unmarked, and that's how you want your young fighter to finish every fight.
Took a right hand as well. Khan smiles, drops his gloves. Last few seconds of the fight. And Khan is going to have his arm raised in just a moment or two when the scorecards are tallied. Even the referee joins in the applause. Khan tonight was outstanding.
I think Khan tonight has come of age for me. He's shown that he can handle a world-class opponent like Sinclair. It's nice to see, obviously, you know, he's gone through the learning curve, the learning process. Now he moves on yet again.
Almost unmarked. There's a little nick around the left eye, a little bit of bruising around his nose. But he kept Sinclair at range. He was able to fight his fight. And there's congratulations with Dad Shah and his business manager Asif Ali and other members of the Khan team. They're a close-knit bunch. There's his sister. And Gairy Sinclair was just not able to, at any stage, really look as though he was going to win this fight. He thought that his moment was going to come. He thought that Khan was going to tire, that the gloves were going to drop, and that he'd get a chance to land with those head punches, but he was just never able to do it. Big hug from Mum. There's his sister and a little niece.
Khan never allowed Sinclair to box the fight that he probably wanted to fight. He just did pretty much what he wanted to do. Outboxed him, kept him at range through snappy combinations, and never allowed Sinclair to get anywhere near close.
I wish I had a fiver for every time somebody had asked me, has success changed Amir? Has it changed him as a person? Well, I can tell a very big audience here tonight that the answer to that is no. He's still got his family close to him, he's still got the team around him that he had from the outset, and it's all going very, very well indeed. Well done. We can get confirmation of the results.
A round of applause for two boxers who gave their all. After 12 rounds of pulsating boxing, we go to the scorecard. We have a unanimous decision. Judge Dave Parry scores the contest 120 to 108. Judge Mark Green 120 to 108. Judge Mickey Van 120 to 108. The winner, and still the Commonwealth lightweight champion from Bolton, Amir Khan.
And just to tell you, in case you don't know, that is absolute perfection from Amir Khan. He has won every round, and Sinclair has not won a single one or shared a single one either. 120, 108, unanimous. That is perfection. Maturity as well. A man-sized performance from Amir Khan. Certainly the best of his career so far. We'll hear from him when he rejoins us. There's also Barry McGuigan's verdict as well. Top stuff, Amir. Amir Khan celebrating a bit of sporting perfection, winning every round and retaining his title, all 12 rounds, retaining that Commonwealth lightweight crown. And Amir going the full 12 for the first time in your life. How much did that mean to you?
Oh, it meant a lot to me, you know. I've always wanted to do 12 rounds, most rounds I've done, and against a world-class opponent, you know, former world champion. And to do what I did today, you know, I was in there, I felt comfortable. Every shot I hit him with, you know, he kept coming back, he was strong, he took every shot. But I enjoyed it in there, you know, I learned more off that than going in there knocking someone out in the first round.
Was there any stage at all in that fight where you thought you might be the first person ever to get rid of him early?
Yeah, there was, a few times when I caught him with some good 1-2. The jab is the main punch in that fight. I was catching him with the jab, and after the jab I was throwing the right hand, left hooks, but he was just coming and coming, so I had to pace myself, and the fight went well,
And how much of the strength work that you did with this fellow Oliver in the gym we saw before the fight, how much did that help you, particularly in those later rounds?
Strength, helped a lot. I've been doing lower body strength, upper body strength with Oliver and Phil, and it's paid off in the ring. I worked hard. I always train like a challenger, and it pays off in the ring.
Well, you said you've done the 12 rounds in the gym. You've done them in there now, and how hungry are you now? How quickly do you want things, and what do you want next?
I've done 12 rounds there against a world-class opponent, and I want to get into the world rankings, and I want to fight. I want to fight these world champions out there. I want to become a world champion this year, and I'm sure this fight is going to get me a long way.
Your best performance?
I have to say it is, 12 rounds of continuous fighting. Had to watch the pace. He was taking shots. I took shots. It's a good learning fight, this was.
Before we talk to Barry McGuigan, a quick word with you, Frank. Just tell us the immediate plans for this fella.
We've got an option. We're either going to go to America in April, or Amir will fight for the European title.
That's very good. And what did you make of his performance?
I thought it was 10 out of 10 tonight. it was 12 out of 12.
The judges agree with you as well. Listen, brilliant stuff, Amir. You can't do more than win every round. You can't do more than go 12 rounds for the first time, and you can't do more than retain that belt. Well done.
Thanks very much.
Brilliant. Let's have a little word with Barry. Perfection, Barry. His best so far, beyond any question.